Hey guys, so I'm Mary and I'm going to show you guys how to make a really simple vegetable or meat stock this morning. I've been cleaning out my refrigerator and realized that I have some extra items that I'm not going to use, or I need to freeze, or I need to cook. So one of the things I found are parsnips that came in our Misfits Market box last week. And I found carrots, I found part of an onion, and I found some garlic. And so guys, during a time of unknowns, so we have this coronavirus going around, you might have heard of it, but we are doing our best to shop locally and to stay out of the grocery stores as much as possible. So that means that we need to make everything stretch. So what we would typically do with all of these peels, all the ends of all the things, is either throw them in our little compost keeper, or a lot of people would throw them down the sink, or they would throw them in the trash can. So I'm going to just show you that this stuff can be used to make really nice, high quality food for your family, and you're not spending any extra money to do it. So last night I made chicken for my family. I found bone-in legs and thighs. I made 2 pounds of it and I just baked it. And then I asked the kids and my husband to please hang on to the bones. And I used those bones as part of my meat-based stock. I'm vegan, and so I chose to make a vegetable stock. So we can use plenty of we would call them vegetable scraps, to make our broths. Hey Thomas, you want to head out? We've got all kinds of crazy happening here. So if you don't know me, again, my name is Mary. I have 5 kids. We homeschool, and I got really interested in taking, being cautious about the food waste when we went out on our own. When I got pregnant with Virginia, I made about half of our income. I carried all of our insurance, and it was great. And then when I had Virginia, we realized that between childcare and just my own desire to be a stay-at-home mom, and we felt like the Lord was calling me to stay home. But we knew that we would take a 50% cut in our income, and we would lose all of our health insurance. So it was a big decision, but we decided to step forward in faith, and we did that. And it was hard for a long time. My husband made a flat fee of $2,000 a month. We had 2 mortgages at the time, and it was kind of scary for us for several years. In 2008, he went out and started his own business, and for about 4 years, we kind of went week by week and wondered, gosh, is a job going to call? Are we going to get a job this week, and are we going to make ends meet? And the Lord always provided. I taught childbirth education for about 12 years to help make ends meet, and just stopped that last year. And that whole time, I learned and taught myself how to make the most out of the least. So that's what I'm doing here today. I'm just kind of, we got a little bit complacent there over the last couple of years. Todd's business did really well, and I was like, wow, this is a lot of work, and I can buy these things. So right now, since we can't buy a lot of things, our grocery stores are currently empty in our areas, especially with fresh fruit and vegetables. So I'm just going to make sure that nothing goes to waste. Nothing is wasted, especially not the experience. Taking this time to step back and to hunker down with our families and learn new things. This is life, y'all. This is what real living is. We got really busy this school year with ballet and piano, and I was teaching a lot of classes at the gym and homeschooling, and seems like we had something else that we were doing. Art classes, and all of those are really wonderful things, but you realize that there's no time to be home. So, all right, I've peeled all my carrots and parsnips. I'm going to hold on to those for a later time. So I'm not going to use the actual carrots and parsnips right now. I'm going to lay those to the side but I have all these wonderful peelings. So if you don't have a good vegetable peeler, you want to invest in one of those. But I've got, you can see I've got the tops, the long ends of the parsnips. I'm not going to try to waste my time peeling those. And then I have some of our other things, our onions and our garlic. All right, so I'm dumping all of that into probably 8 cups of water. I'm going to take my onion here. If you want, you can trim off that little piece. It doesn't really matter. It's not going to hurt anything. And then I'm going to cut it up. If you don't have a really good knife, like this is your mainstay. This is, if we go out of town, I take this knife with me. And can we all just take a moment to admire how beautiful the handle is? My husband fixed that for me when we broke the other handle, and so he made this beautiful wooden handle for me. So here we go. There's the onion in there. Okay, now I've got garlic. Now I don't want to use my garlic because garlic is great for food items, but guess what I am going to use? I'm going to use all the peelings. So I'm going to kind of pull this paper away from it, and I'm using a garlic bulb that I'm planning to use later on this day. Or later on this week, sorry, not this day. So I'm just going to peel off as much of it as I can, and then maybe I'll take 1 or 2 cloves, maybe some of the smaller ones that might not make it another couple of days. And I'm going to pull those off. I'm going to use the flat side of my knife, and I'm just going to smash it. And the dog thought that was super interesting. He came running to find out what I was doing. And I'm just going to take all that whole, that's going to go into the pot. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my onion. So this onion is probably the one that's the most ripe and ready to go. So I'm going to cut it in half. And again, I don't want to use it yet, but I do want to use the skin. So I'm going to pull the skin off. I'm going to pull the top off, and I'm going to leave that flesh there. Do the same thing with the other side. You want to make sure that you don't have any bits and pieces that are moldy. And I'm just going to peel that off. Move that to the side. And then all that goes into the hot water. All right. So super simple, really basic. If you've got bones, then you can use your bones for a bone broth. Now, I don't love the long cook bone stock simply because if you have any type of histamine issues, then cooking that for really long periods of time can kind of exacerbate it. I also don't like the way it tastes. So with my bone stock, I'll show you, I started it last night, and I'll give you a quick look at it. So this is what we've got here. That's going to be my veggie. And then here is my bone. You can kind of see that, that fat rising to the top. So that's it. I simmer this for about 2 hours, and then I'm done. And then I simmer this for about 2 hours. Now feel free, if you have extra veggies, if you have extra herbs like rosemary or thyme maybe, you can put a little bit of that in there. You don't want to over flavor it. If you really like Asian flavors, you could go ahead and put in some star anise and some ginger peels. I'll show you guys how to peel ginger if you want. And yeah, that's it. It's super simple. You'll want to strain all the solids out and then use those solids in your compost. Now, I don't know that I would you'd have to kind of look up whether that's advisable for the ones that have been with the meat. You don't want to use your meat bones in your compost, but all of your vegetable solids can go into your compost. And I'll show you what we're doing with our compost pile next. So be looking out for some extra videos, and thanks for joining me. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any other things that you'd like to know about, then comment, and I'll try to make a quick video about that as well. Okay, see you next time.